Yo, what's up, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sisters review. This is the trailer slash preview breakdown of season 5, episode 6, entitled Keep It 100. The synopsis for this episode is Karen decides to focus her fury on Zac, Danni meets a new love interest, and Andi looks to have a stalker. Who the hell wants to stalk her? Except Gary. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, you already know what it is and what it always will be. And today is Veterans Day, so I want to give a shout out to all the veterans out there who might be listening. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you and I honor you on this day. So we're going to get right into it. So we see Madam, Andi, and Fatima. Madam pretty much asked Fatima, why the hell you call me over here? Then she proceeds to address the last time Fatima called her. It was to beat up Hayden. So we see that Fatima is starting to be like Andi and is requesting all of these favors from Madam. Then Andi shows us how much she's not about that life. So when Madam begins to talk about how she had, somebody beat up and put on top of a car, this heifer says, that was you? I said, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. At that very moment, Madam should have grabbed her purse and her keys and carried her ass back on over to all the Queen's men. Abort mission, Madam. Tell your cousin they're going to have to find somebody else to help with this because Andi is just not meant for this. And all this time I was saying Andi might not want to get in bed with Madam, but Madam might not want to get in bed with Andi. And the reason I say that is because Andi does not understand street code. She does not understand street ethics. So on that principle alone, at the end of the day, I feel like Andi would throw Madam up under the bus to save herself. Now, for those of us who watch all the Queen's Men, we saw how Madam handled that black judge. A judge. Andi is a lawyer. Madam would chew Andi up, spit her out, and allow her dogs to eat the remains. That is how vicious Madam is. Now, also at the end of the day, Andi is an officer of the court. And if you're going to deal with Madam, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to be all the way dirty. And I don't think Andi is ready for that. I don't think she's ready to give up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, Tyler, and I know I am going out on a whim. If he writes this correctly, which we know he ain't, this could be a very, very great storyline, but I feel like he's gonna, do what he does. He's on the Tyler period. So we see Karen and Aaron and Tyler, why you keep doing this to my friend? Why you doing this to my friend? Y'all, why is Aaron crying? Why is Aaron crying? We know that Karen loves him, but she's never been in love with him. That's public information, but Aaron just wants so badly for Karen to be in love with him. And Karen has never alluded to the fact that she was in love with Aaron. And you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to care about this because Tyler has dragged this on for so long. I really don't care. Maybe by Wednesday, I have some compassion in my heart. But it's like at this point, I'm tired of seeing Aaron cry. I'm tired of seeing Karen cry over the same things. I don't know how many more times they can tell each other about their emotions. She's not saying anything new. It's not new. It's the same old, same old. So I just don't have any type of emotional, how can I put it? I don't have any emotional connection to this story anymore because at this point, I don't care who the father is. I don't care. But maybe Wednesday I'll be singing a different tune, but you don't hold your breath. So we get to Calvin and Alphabet. Y'all, how is Alphabet in this house when Calvin changed the locks? Why is this character still breathing? Why is he alive? Why is he yet in the land of the living? I don't get it. And the thing about Alphabet is he gets disrespectful episode by episode, more disrespectful episode by episode. This man told Calvin, if you want me to dig you down, I got you. I said, what? How has Calvin not broken this man's jaw? Then I remembered Calvin's ass can't fight. He can't fight. It's a win. It's a lose-lose situation for Calvin. But I'm really interested in how Alphabet is back in this house. How did he get in? But he's a criminal. And then Calvin don't want to call the cops. I'm like, something got to give. Something got to give. Maybe you could put a little bleach in his water, have him drink it. I don't know. I don't know what could be done. But the fact that Alphabet is still walking around here with breath in his body, it disturbs me. I'm not wishing death on him. I'm just saying, if bleach just accidentally happens to fall in a cup of water, that was God's plan. I'm sorry. That was a little dark. So we get to Paris and Robin. Y'all, we see I do Paris again. Paris, where you been, friend? I actually missed him. I enjoyed Paris's presence on the show, so I'm glad that we're actually seeing him again. So it looks like he walks into Robin's office, and Robin begins to inquire about his, I guess, dynamic with Andi, which is none of Robin's business. You already done chewed her out. You already done read her for absolute filth. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Personal business is personal business, and it just doesn't include you. So I don't understand why he's asking Paris questions. So we see Danni, and I finally got the man's name. His name is Jonah, and I don't like him. Off rip, I don't like him. I guess they were flirting, and Danni tells him that she needs to see some ID, and he says, "Take it out of my pocket." I said, "Sir, she don't even know you. She don't even know you like that. Take it out your pocket." Now, full transparency moment. And I have said this during reviews before. I love a man who is direct. I love it. Don't beat around the bush for me. Say what you mean what you say. That is a turn on for me. But there is a line between being direct and being disrespectful. And in my opinion, old dude was disrespectful. It's just something about him. The way he said it, "Get it out of my pocket." I'm like, you giving me real creepish vibes, sir. Real creepish vibes. And I think it was another preview that came out that showed that Danni had him in her place. I'm like, y'all don't waste no time. You don't even know this man's last name, and he up in your house. He just giving me creepish vibes. Now, directness. Wait a minute. Is directness a damn word? Directness. That's a word? I believe it is. I believe it is. If it's not, don't blame me. Blame my college professor. And we're No, so stop. Now, because you know how sometimes in the English language, you may say something and it really doesn't sound right to your ear, but it really is a word. I don't even think I've ever used directness, but I believe it is a word. Anyway, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. I don't like Jonah. And so he asked Danni, Danni asked him, "What kind of woman do you think I am?" And he says, "The type that likes to have a good time," or something like that. And I was just like, how you get all of that from brief interactions with this woman, and now y'all out on this date? Danni, they need to have an intervention for her. Don't date another man that comes through that airport, because baby, they not for you. You don't do a great job of picking them. It's just something in the water. I don't know. Airport is not your portal for dates, Danni. Just leave it alone. Now, there was a scene also where it showed Fatima telling Madam that Deja turns the music up to have Zac go over there. So you see Fatima, Angela, and Madam walking next door to Deja's house. And Madam is kind of hiding. Deja comes out and she was like, "Madam." And Madam says, "The one and only." Now, Tyler, don't do this. Do not water down Madam's characteristics because she's on SISTAS. Now, for those of us who know Madam, we know that Madam does not include herself in trivial things. Now, if she was there when Deja had that music going up, she would have told Fatima, "I suggest you handle it, and handle it now." Immediately nip that in the bud. I just don't see Madam going over there to deal with something like that. That's just me. just don't water down my dog because she on Sisters. If that's the case, just send her back to all the Queens men. We welcome her back with open arms. We don't want her on Sisters no way like that if you're going to water her down, because Madam ain't the one or the two. Madam ain't even on the numerical scale. So I'm going to need Tyler, don't water her down. Don't dilute her so she can be on this show, because that's not what we want. Either give us the real Madam or nothing at all. That's how I feel about it. Well, thank you guys for listening. That is the preview trailer breakdown for season 5 episode 6 of Sisters. We gonna make it do what it do. Thank you all to the new subscribers. I appreciate you guys, those who are commenting. I love reading them, and my goal is to respond to everybody. I appreciate you. Until next time, y'all enjoy yourselves, be safe, and I will holler at y'all later.